Welcome back, lords and ladies. King right here, and I'm your host for this evening. So we are playing, or reading, in this case, Sakura Spirit. So, last episode, we managed to get ourselves undied in the face and captured by two crazy girls. One red hair with a ninginta, and a black-haired girl with a katana. They were originally chasing two thieving, conniving wolf spirits. So we kind of got in the middle of it by accident. Well, yeah, no, not really accidental, but we got accused because the suspect got away. Alright, so let's continue on, shall we? Ooh. Pretty nice village. Sakura tree over there. I like sakura trees. They're very pretty. Actually, I wish I had a sakura tree in my yard. That'd be nice to have. Okay. When we exited the forest, alarms set off in my mind. The city had lived in my whole life. It was gone. You've got to be kidding me. If I wasn't in Toshi, then where the hell was I? Hey, no talking. Come on. I don't want to bop you that much. Kinda. Maybe a punch or two. I just want to know how the heck you struck my block so easily. Your attack had a lot of power behind it, but it was kind of predictable. With the right movement and enough force, that's the result you get. Anyway, I'll play along for a bit. Where in the world are we? This clearly isn't my hometown. I mean, the buildings look more along the line belong to the sort of classic samurai movie. Huh? What the heck is a movie? This is Harumaru. Harumaru. It's been here forever. Hokage, I thought I told you to silence him if he spoke again. Actually, you told me that I could, but you didn't tell me that I had to. Must be tough being subordinate of someone like that. Be quiet or I'll silence you for good. This time, it didn't seem to be the ideal threat. The girl had unsheathed her katana and was now resting the edge of her blade against my throat. I was already starting to regret having played hero earlier. Hopefully, there would be someone with more common sense in the village. Several minutes later. I soon found myself within a small room, the stern-looking tsundere of a girl glaring down at me, while the other girl, who was apparently called Narumi, seemed to have softened up a bit. From what I gathered during their conversations, they had called this the village elder to help oversee my questioning. What purpose did these thieves had, or are you just some pervert who gets off sniffing girls' undies? I ought to castrate you. I already told you. I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Not to mention, anything worn by you would probably smell Ew! Ew! I couldn't see too well from the cell where they put me, but I was almost certain I could hear Narumi laughing nearby. Village elder. Tsukino Stono, please calm down. You brought him in to learn the reason behind his presence in the forest, didn't you? That is correct, Elder-sama. I believe he was working together with the fox spirits to steal panties and other undergarments. Objection? Huh? What are you objecting to, young man? The evidence surrounding the defendant's accusation was fabricated. Narumi's son, would you please answer the question for the judge? Was the defendant, that is, myself, anywhere near those girls while you two were pursuing of them? Hold it! Just who are you calling judge here? Lower your voice or I will strike you down. Hey, Miyu-san. Maybe the whole angry accusation thing isn't working. This guy clearly isn't a bandit. But you could just ask him why he was up there in the woods. If he has a valid reason, then sure. If not, he's clearly a panty thief, and we'll use him as a punching bag out in the yard. Finally, and here I thought it was about to become a turnabout case. I sighed deeply, partly amused by my own act despite the seriousness of the situation. Who would have ever thought mimicking characters from games and movies would end up getting me out of trouble? As long as I didn't become ace prisoner, things would probably turn out for the better. A wise idea, Naromi-chan. How about you start by giving us your name? Gushiken Takahiro. So, what were you doing in the forest when these two were chasing the thieves? I'm not entirely sure myself. One moment I was praying at a shrine, hidden inside the forest. Next thing I knew, some weird girl was talking to me. A girl? Yeah, a girl with horns and a tail. I know it sounds weird, but I could have sworn I saw her before I must have fainted. After that, I woke up somewhere in the forest. Tsukino Dono, Narumi-chan. Do you remember the stories behind the shrine near our village? Forgive me, Elder-sama, I do not recall. I know, it's a place of high spiritual energy, a sacred place, but I can't remember the details. Sorry, grandfather. Oh, so the old man is Narumi's grandpa. Oh, man. Lots of coughing. Sorry about that. Alright. So, question is, if this is supposed to be in the past, what's with those clothes? I mean, those are modern day clothes. Seriously. Okay, let's see here. Well, then again, this is a alternate dimension type thing going on. Okay, let's go on. That shrine belongs to Suguri, a powerful spirit that's been watching over our village for as long as anyone can remember. Unlike the fox spirits, we tend to avoid getting too deep into the forest. I still think I could get rid of those pests once and for all if you just let me go in, find their home. It's probably hidden in some damp cave or hill or some rundown old house. Humans and spirits rarely mingle, even if they meet with good intentions. In fact, that this lad says he saw a spirit means there is a chance he was there for a reason. Not to mention, did you take a good look at him yet? He seems disorientated, and his clothes look foreign. He did seem to be talking gibberish earlier. He claimed to be from a city near here, but there's nothing like that around for miles. He was also talking about something called a movie, and he used some fighting techniques I've never seen before. He's still a pervert. Oh, man. I'm not a pervert. It's perfectly natural for a guy my age to be curious about certain things. Besides, if you're talking about how the panties ended up on my face, I had nothing to do with it. Tsundere tyrant. What did you just call me? I ought to smash you to pieces, you brat. Oh, wait. Now that I think of it, those two foxes did look like they were just about abandoning them. But, grandfather, what does all this mean? I can't be certain. However, I believe it's unlikely that he's working together with the fox spirits. Still, I have never heard of any human that come upon a spirit such as a Suyuri. I dare say he might not even be of this world. Ooh, so coincidental he would mention such things. He is a wise old man. Bow to him, everyone. Bow to him. Wait, are you trying to say I'm in a different world now? That would be the most logical explanation. In what world would that be considered logical? But I have an important tournament to participate in 2 weeks from now. Well, no one has ever experienced something like this before. We will have to think of how to deal with you, or even if it's possible to get you back to your own world. Stupid thing getting in the way. In the meantime, a night in the cell won't... Oh, sorry. I'm giving Mio, the tsundere, the old man voice. Sorry. In the meantime, a night in the cell won't hurt. He did assault a village guard, and he resisted arrest. He could stay here until he rots for all I care, but I suspect the Elder will wish to have a talk with you soon. Hikage, I'm going to clean myself off. I suggest you do the same. I would take offense for implying that I stink, but that was one hell of a run. Those fox spirits run fast. I would still like to know more about those techniques, Takeruto-san. If you do happen to stick around, I might want a few rounds with you. It's not like I'll be going anywhere for the time being. That's something I would say. Alright. It's only a few hours while we discuss what to do with you. A person such as yourself would end up causing quite the commotion amongst the villagers, so it's necessary to convince them you mean them no harm before we release you. And that was how I found myself stuck in a jail cell, while the people responsible for my situation left to dealing with personal errands. Whew! Alright. We still have enough time to continue on. Let's continue on. This sucks. As if being sent to a different world wasn't bad enough, I'm stuck in jail with my only company being a pair of beautiful... My throat! People save me! A pair of beautiful, magnificent, majestic fox sisters, you lucky boy. A pair of beautiful... Wait a second. Yeah! Yoo-hoo! Hi, over here, Pinty boy. A familiar face appeared at the top of my cell, a blonde girl with golden eyes. As I watched, she flipped over and landed in front of my cell, waving her hands at me. From the side of the cell, another girl appeared, a wry grin on her face. I've got to say, she's my favorite fox spirit of the two. She's just so cute. I don't know. It's the panty thieves. If you're here to reclaim your hostages, they are already back where they belong. Nope. We saw the guards go into the baths and swiped the maiden's silk again. Look. With that, she pulled out a pair of lacy silken underwear from her sleeve and stretched it out with her thumbs, showing off the panty prize to me. You came all this way back here to snatch their underwear again? And I'm not sure the Tsundere's tyrant fits the label. The cutie with the katana? You'd be surprised. I happen to believe she is as innocent as one can be. She seems far too uptight to let any man touch her. As for returning to the village, we have a debt to settle. I smiled weakly, and I wondered what the fox meant by debt. I'm not sure what debt of yours might be, but I think it's better you leave before those two return. I don't seem to be on friendly terms with the samurai girl. You don't. Sorry, no, I don't. Wait. If he doesn't know about it, can we just leave, Oni-sama? Meiko! It's not how we do things. Young man, your actions allowed us to escape our earlier predicament without harm. This places us in debt, for which we are now repaying you. Meiko, totally. Meiko, do the magic. Okay. The younger girl walked forward and placed her hands on the locked door of the cell. She began mumbling something I couldn't even begin to understand, and her hands began glowing brightly. Different worlds, girls wielding weapons, and now fox girls using magic? Next on the list, I'm going to find a talkative magical sword and end up destined to save the world. Little does he know. That said, I was curious to see what magic would do to the lock keeping me imprisoned. Ha! The glow flared for a moment before quickly fading, and there was a hiss and then a sizzle as the lock dripped to the floor in a mess of melted metal. Well done, Mako-chan. You did very well. Relax for now, alright? I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be most surprised about. The fact a girl just melted a steel lock, or I'm starting to accept that this is normal. This level of magic is extraordinary. Mako-chan is quite gifted. But as I said, we're here to settle a debt. If you would like, we can escort you back to the forest, where we first encountered you. I do, however, suggest you decide quickly. The guards do not bathe for long. I should know. I have observed them for a while. She's kind of a pervert herself. Well, I don't plan on sticking around, so I'll gladly accompany you two out of here. Maybe I'll be able to find my way back home. Lead the way, Peeping Tammy. Haha! Alright, so we meet Peeping Tammy. Alright, so if you guys enjoyed this episode, please leave a big fat like and a subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I will catch you lords and ladies next episode. So, this was quite the reading. Don't you guys agree? Oh boy.